channel? Ah, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
If you turn on your camera, then yeah, you'll be it'll show you. It's showing everyone on the stream right now.
No,
My
it says you
camera-
can't stream into this channel.
Oh, weird. Here.
My camera was unplugged anyway.
You know, I should have done this before. We're just not gonna do this. So does anyone who wants to call in? Anyone here? I'm gonna go ahead and go in the live chat channel if you want to call in and just say something and I'll bring you in. You sound like you've planned this meticulously, mate. I really tried, you know. Here's the problem. I've never done this before. I'm a bit of a boomer. I thought I had everything figured out. It was hard.
I've never done this before.
It's my first time. I'm a live streaming virgin.
Gotta let it glide in.
You know
You
what?
wearing a condom this time?
Never. I'm raw dog or gnaw dog, gang.
Mm.
That's how I roll. All right, Sundowner. Say
Oh
something.
shit, we on? Oh, there we go.
Hey there.
What's up? What's up?
Hey up, how are we? It's pretty early in the morning, so I currently sleep. I've been scrolling through Biz for the past 2 hours.
Oh,
Well,
you
just-
found us through that?
Yeah, you've successfully managed to shill to someone overseas. I hope you're very proud of yourselves.
I really am
He's a
proud of
globalist.
myself. I'll drink to that.
Oh well, I won't. Because I forgot to buy alcohol and all the shops are shut.
It's the
This whole
morning.
thing's
How
a-
are you surviving without booze?
Good
All right.
question. I mean, to be honest, I've been able to sort of siphon energy into this fucking fiasco.
Yeah,
Like,
how's it been
yeah.
going with you? Have you been investing into it?
I
Are you
haven't
making
paid much money
gains?
into it because I'm not a fucking retard, but like, you know, I have a bit in like, I think I've put less than £500 total in, which what does that exchange to? Like, I don't know. I've been fucking doing conversions all day. I'm one out.
I only
But,
know
uh,
American money. I'm an
600
American.
or something.
$100 after Brexit's like been in effect for 4 more years.
It's on the up and up, pal. I don't know what you're on about. As long as they start shooting them dinghies down, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
That's the main source of detriment. No, weirdly enough, everyone's going on about GameStop, but to be honest, the only thing that like makes any sense to have any reasonable degree of hype around it is either like Nokia if you're a masochist or like AMC. Like
Yeah.
the fucking the GameStop thing is fucking. It's either it's sailed or it's gonna sail in like 3 days time when the last of people. Like I plan on selling on either late Monday or early Tuesday. There's no fucking. It's not going any further than that. If it does,
Yeah.
I'll just wait on AMC for longer. Like that's the reality of it. It's not gonna fucking go anywhere. I think
I already
this-
sold today. I'm sorry. Yeah, I already sold at the end of the day today. I think there's too many people that were. The media hype can't last, you know. And
No, but it's
by the
still
time the
going.
weekend's over, I think
Like I
it
know a lot
might,
of people
but-
from work who are like anxious for next week to start, so I'm kind of going off that as a consensus.
No,
like-
like honestly though, that is kind of like I just stepped outside like a day ago or so, and like was having a smoke and started talking to my neighbor, and I was like, yeah, I bought in like all the stock. I've been watching it. They're like, oh, dude, are you in on GameStop? And I was like, oh shit, like people are paying attention. It's probably gonna go up today, like a lot.
At the same time, you have to kind of take into consideration that when something gets to like, because this is quickly becoming like the stock equivalent of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Like, and you got to understand that when something becomes like popular to that degree, it's very easy to like prematurely hipster on it. I'm trying to sort of maintain a balanced outlook, but I don't see this like I don't think GameStop's gonna moon. I think it's very unlikely that any of the other fucking there's like 5 that people are pushing right now. I don't think any of them are going to go that far. I do think there's a decent bit of money to be made if you pull out at the right time, but I think that's undeniable. I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be the the people who are talking on Reddit about shit like the Volkswagen squeeze or whatever. I don't think that's realistic. I,
Yeah.
I think like this is like the greatest like mass bag hold I think I've ever like witnessed. I've never been into this before now. I literally just like sort of like before I would just lurk. So I guess this is like a good entry point.
I think a lot of
Um,
people are feeling that. I think a lot of people were just lurking until this happened, and now they're jumping in. You know, maybe $100, maybe like $20. I put 100 into BlackBerry, and I'm down to like 75, and I'm feeling like I might throw myself off a bridge or something. You know.
No,
I think it's worth holding everything but GameStop right now.
Yeah.
I think GameStop is get out as soon as it becomes profitable, and everything else is hold and see what happens, and maybe make sure you haven't put too much money in it. Like I don't have that much disposable income. I just had like a bit lying around, and well, obviously UK lockdown means everyone's bored as fuck. But like, I don't know. I'm not feeling the GameSpot thing anymore.
I don't think this would have happened without the lockdown, honestly. I think this
No.
is happening because people are so fucking bored. They're like, what do I want to do today? Oh, guess I'll
But it's like-
fucking invest.
It has recreational value. I mean, people are kind of. I was in like a Discord call earlier for like 6 hours with my brother and some friends of ours, and we were just like fucking like people who have never invested before doing market speculation, and it's just like that's an amusing fucking thing for people to do.
Yeah.
Like
no,
people are self-aware enough for that to be like an enjoyable act.
Until they lose everything.
Yeah, but I don't know anyone who's put more than like 300 quid in any of these stocks
That's fair.
individually.
nobody
like-
has anything anyways. Like, we're living in hell.
That's true.
Wait,
You'll
oh
own nothing
no,
and
I
you'll be
lost
happy about it.
Exactly. We're already getting gray resetted. Fuck it.
Like base exploding due to like an influx of just random fucking like I don't want to describe them, I guess migrants, refugees from other sites. This has literally only been like an opportunity to like whip open Volcaroo and do like a New York Jew voice for 30 minutes. Like that's that's the upside that I see to this.
Well, it's just appreciating their culture. It's not appropriation.
It's true. It's not it's not tone deaf erasure, which you can't get away with anymore.
Unfortunately.
Because they pull out like videos of nurses doing TikToks, and then that's like a major social issue now. I don't know. I wonder if like the dancing TikTok nurses and the fucking hold GameSpot until 2022 are just going to combine, and we're going to have like a load of medical industry stockbrokers out of autumn, or I call it fall.
Dude, I knew a guy who like was crazy dude I knew, total conspiracy theorist, lived in the basement below me. And that dude literally was like walking around like downtown Seattle, like walking into hospitals and stuff, like asking them about the TikTok nurses and shit.
To be fair, he's the only one who's had the guts to do that so far. So I have to tip my hat to him.
It's insane.
Anything for attention. The nurses.
How many
that is.
people do you have in this COVID ward? I don't see anybody. They're not.
To be
letting
fair,
me in.
that's like a very real thing over here, though. Like there is, there's definitely a very real aspect of like, I mean, but like English people being under the thumb is kind of a meme at this point because it's just been true for that long, and we don't have as much of a legal bent towards telling people the truth. So we have a lot of behind closed door shit. Whereas the impression I get from America is it's like formalism. You basically just, yeah, we're fucking you over and there's nothing you can do about it. That kind of attitude.
They do it pretty in the open, like Robin Hood. That's a good example of them just being like,
Yeah, that Robin
fucking
Hood
you
shit was
over
fucking
now.
creepy.
That was wild, man. I mean, I got lucky. I'd sold out and I bought in when it went down. But like, that was fucked as hell. I wasn't too lucky because I sold out and put it all into fucking Nokia. That went down pretty hard there. But like, Oh
but
man.
what are you losing on Nokia realistically? Like, it's not a fucking, unless you're buying like a shit ton of Nokia, which I don't think anyone really has. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's fucking golden goose that they think is gonna come through for them is GameStop.
The cool
Yeah.
thing about all these stocks is that all of them are things that I unironically and actually enjoy, like
Nokia phones.
in a nostalgic sense, like
Okay.
Nokia phones. They're based.
I'd
They're
say, yeah,
like bricks
my
and like AMC. I liked going to the movie theater. I miss that. GameStop. I used to have Game Informer.
I am massively autistic, so any like room where I'm contained with a bunch of other like sweaty people is not gonna sync very well with me. But like,
Unless
I
it's
don't
just
know.
a voice chat, apparently.
The
Go ahead.
what was it? Yeah, Nokia phone though. Like, I think like GameSpot and Nokia definitely have like a nostalgic value. I mean, my first phone was like a Nokia. I think everyone's was, probably because they're fucking indestructible. But like, and you've got people investing in the what's that fucking clothing company? Naked.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
They've
Isn't
been
that
wait,
a
making
that's
food
not the
company?
juice company?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a juice. Yeah.
yeah. Naked is they do smoothies. There's also a clothing company called Naked. I don't know if it's the same people. I haven't looked into it. I think I have like $50 in Naked right now. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know when I bought in, but it
I
was
don't know
dipping.
what it is. Clothes, juice, it's
My-
something, but I have 50
Hey.
on it.
It's fucking Summit, isn't it?
My- My friend's mother used to get naked at Costco all the time.
I mean,
Nice.
that would explain why she's currently incarcerated. But you know, I hope she gets out soon. Free my pal's mum.
Hashtag not all naked buyers.
It's true. There is like a separate breed of like Walmart people who just do things in public. That's my impression that I get from a lot of my American contacts.
Yeah.
Are there?
They're a special breed for sure. Like,
I'm a pretty hardcore like gun rights advocate, but I will say I went into Walmart like right when the coronavirus started happening, and this like fucking crackhead was checking in and was like bugging them about when his gun was gonna come in, and I was like just like straight tweaking, like fucking clearly like like a crackhead. who's
Well,
like,
he only
"Where's my
needs like
business
a
right
he
there?"
only needs like a 22 so he can shoot down the pigeons because he thinks they're drones, and he wants to take the batteries out so he can drink the acid.
I
Like,
was
it's
like,
a very simple hustle he's pulling.
like I don't want background checks or anything like that, but like maybe just like tellers should like use their eyes and be like, yeah, you're
Dude-
on a lot of crack, and I'm not gonna sell you.
Dude, just like an informal
Unless you
breathalyzer
can-
test where you ask him to breathe in your face, and if it smells like alcohol, you tell him to leave.
no, not alcohol, just
Alcohol's
crack.
fine.
Because
Yeah, I'm
If
all
it
right.
smells like paint thinner
yeah,
I get
paint
drunk.
thinner
I get
too.
or
I get
diesel,
drunk and buy guns all the time. That's normal. That's what you do. You get drunk and then you're like, I really could use this other gun. That's normal purchasing behavior, but probably not like smoking some fat rock and then go and buy a gun.
the gun shop in town's probably going to open up when they finally lift the fucking house arrest on every English citizen. And if I make a decent bit of money off of this, and I end up moving somewhere a bit more permanent, I might just buy one for the meme of it. Mainly because, like, I don't know, being English on 4chan is like you're just constantly reminded that every American thinks that there's no guns in England, and every American thinks you're in London.
I mean, both are true, right?
It's a fucking. I made a map once where I coloured in entirety of England and Great Britain except from Scotland and Ireland, and everything underneath Scotland and to the right of Ireland was red, and I labelled that London, and then Scotland and Ireland were both labelled properly, and that really is like what most Yanks think England is, because I'm from the north, which is like there's no cultural export outside of here, so everyone thinks that it's like top hats and fucking penny farthing bicycles and tall spires and shit.
That'd be
Isn't-
pretty
But, like-
cool. Is it worse than that?
Well, the north of England is basically just like a colder south of America, in terms of like it's like a rural heartland kind of thing.
Like
Okay.
Southern America or like South of America, like
No, the south of America, like
Okay.
the fucking like Yeah, like most Northern Englishmen are just basically like rednecks in England. That's how it usually works. That's how I describe myself.
Okay, okay.
Based. Very based.
You guys,
Anyone else who wants to call in, just saying, because we have a couple more people in here, go to the live chat text channel and let me know, and I'll bring you in.
you know what? The only reason I've ever wanted to move to the South is you ever heard about those like drive-through daiquiri places where you can get like drinks on a drive-through?
Drive-through daiquiri. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're like these really sugary like alcoholic beverages, and
I know what a
they're just
daiquiri
like
is, but the concept of like I don't know serving alcohol to people in cars just seems like a recipe for disaster.
so there's a couple states where you can still drink and drive. You just can't be like inebriated while you're driving, if that makes
Okay.
sense. But you can like drink while you're driving.
See, that's totally valid. That's totally
You're
valid
right?
because
Yeah.
okay, 0.08%, right? You'd think like for some people they can't handle that, like a small woman or something. They're gonna be swerving. They're gonna be all stupid and shit. But like, I'm a grown ass alcoholic man. I can't. I can drive off like 4 or 5 beers fine. I don't do it. I wouldn't do it, and I don't recommend anyone else does it. But it shouldn't be illegal. Like it should only be illegal once you crash into someone. Then you have a problem.
They should have like drunk driving tests. Like you like progressively drink beer and check your levels, and then go through like a harder and harder driving course. Because like everyone's like drunk driving abilities are different, and I feel like you really got to establish like a baseline. Like I can fucking get super boozy and I can drive fine.
I
But
think
some
as long as
people
it
like
doesn't feel like your controls have been inverted, I think you're okay.
Like
yeah, like you're okay with like a little bit of like the like flickering vision and like the spins a bit, but like not too much. Like I mean it depends like what kind of roads you're on, but
So you're telling me, like, this is what the law says. I can go on Wall Street bets while blackout drunk and buy $10,000 worth of GameStop stonk, right? That's totally fine. Totally legal. Very cool, very legal. But I can't drive a car and maybe crash into a ditch and maybe not? That's fucking stupid.
Well, and they can like that being illegal makes sense, but the fact that they can basically ruin your life over it is kind of a bit excessive. I think they're a bit lighter on it in the UK, but I have heard about how like you can basically like have your entire career thrown off by being like point 0.1 over the limit or whatever. But I guess
yeah,
like when you have a very strict rule in like that, the goal of it is just to dissuade people from breaking it because it is kind of dangerous. It's more
I,
dangerous than driving sober. You know what I mean?
yeah, I actually knew a guy who couldn't get like he couldn't advance in his like he was like an engineer on a boat I worked on. He couldn't get up onto like a bigger boat because he had like one DUI, and that kept him from getting his next like engineering
Well, it's
certificate.
entirely arbitrary. Like
Yeah.
I had a mate who fucking flipped his car over in the snow once, like fully, and he was completely sober. It's not a fucking like, it's not something that if he'd have been like drinking or something, he would have still tried the same turn. He would have still fucked. Like it's completely. I feel like people think that this is like correlation. I don't know. I'm not like advocating people to obviously like go get pissed and then see if they can do skids or whatever. But I don't know.
That was
Tokyo
actually another
Tokyo
guy that
Drift after some daiquiris.
another guy I know, like this summer, because I see him like every summer when I go fish. I was talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, like I just went out and long lined for like 6 months, and yeah, I got drunk in the port and was with some of the guys and borrowed the captain's like $40,000 truck without telling him and flipped it over on the beach, and so he took my whole paycheck."
He told him about it? If I didn't borrow the truck and I just
There were
be
like a
like,
bunch of people in the car with him.
You would pay like you just
don't
like
know,
pay
I
some
saw.
homeless guy to say that he hijacked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't take it, but I saw a couple of melaninated individuals skulking around earlier.
Yeah, this crackhead with like a 22 who was trying to shoot down pigeons. He fucking stole this truck, and I don't know what he wanted.
He was gonna kill me, man. I had to give it. I don't think-
I didn't want to. I tried to fight, but in the end, he just won. That's why I have all these injuries. Definitely not from the car crash.
He studied the blade over lockdown, and basically I was no match for him.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring on this other person too. Bray says I have investment information that could lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. Let's
Oh,
hear
Is
it.
it buy high, sell low?
Let's find out. Bray, you are on the Grillstream. How are you doing?
Okay, I'm doing good.
So you have some
Welcome.
investment information that could lead to the arrest of Hillary, huh?
Yes, that's correct. What people don't know is that Hillary created Dogecoin. And in order to save America, everyone needs to invest in Dogecoin this weekend. It has taken a dip. It is down to 3.7 pennies. If we buy now, we can drive it up to $1.
that a
The
Wasn't
Bro,
that
dollar
like the
rate-
original
Yeah.
meme rug pull?
Much
Is that-
Doge, many invest.
Is that a pro Hillary stance then? Because you're trying to drive up her value.
Shit.
Is that the-
He's having to rethink his platform.
wait.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Dogecoin.
I think the thing keeping it from it reaching like the same value as the dollar is the overwhelmingly barren womb of that woman.
Sure.
As barren as her email server.
It's true. It's arid there.
I'll buy Dogecoin on the next dip, maybe.
We're on the next dip right now. It's the lowest it's been.
I feel like
This
you're
is-
trying to make us hold the bag here.
No. There's no bag to hold. If you buy the dip now, it's guaranteed to go up tomorrow. It's the lowest it's been since it went up to 8 pennies.
Dude, some guy in my store yesterday, friggin' guy was like, this guy like works, just in the gig economy. He doesn't have a lot of money or anything. He just walks in. He's like, oh yeah, dude. He's like, I've been thinking about buying some Dogecoin. He's like, the people on Reddit are trying to get it up to $1. So I just thought about it. If I put in like $200 now, like I could have like 4,000. I'm just like, dude, I don't even know what the fuck to say to this.
Some Dogecoin. Some Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. Yeah.
Have all the Dogecoin, bro.
Gonna use that Dogecoin, man.
That's literally
people-
that's who's Bray's trying to target right now. People like that guy. Just impressionable retards that dude, I heard this guy on
Like-
Reddit say I'm for sure gonna be a millionaire after I do this.
That's how this works. People are waking up. All you have to do is put money into stocks, and then you make money. It's so easy.
It is so easy. I've had so many friends, dude.
Put it all in and not sell. Definitely do not sell.
Pretty
Like,
big part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like everybody needs to.
A reason
buy-
why a lot of people have been roped into this is because they've sort of been promised like the payout of a major, like a long-term fucking detailed, complicated investment process. They've been promised that, but the input that this is expected of them is like a step up maybe from like penny stocks or like penny investments.
Yeah.
Like it's the same process. You just put it in here and then see what happens. But instead of being like, oh, I'll just put fucking 50 quid in this fucking emerald mine or whatever, it's I'm gonna put fucking $12,000 on this meme. I'm gonna do it overnight, and I've never done it before. Like it's taking one mentality and grafting it onto this giant bag holding scheme.
I do appreciate the commitment though. We're no longer, memes used to be so fleeting, but this meme in particular, because it requires real investment beyond, a couple minutes of time or whatever, that gives it staying power. That gives it just power in general,
Hodling power.
Oh yeah, because you've got buyer's remorse like coming into play.
I've had a lot of friends recently be like, "Hey, man, I heard you talk about stocks, like in the past and stuff, and I've been wanting to get into investing, so I didn't know if you had any advice." I'm just like, whenever people say like quote unquote get into anything, I'm just like, okay, you're a moron. Like if you actually wanted to know, you'd like say something like, I want to learn about this, but they always say get into, like it's because it's
Well,
literally a trend to them.
There is like kind of and there is like a nervousness about it as well, because like the fundamental failing of the normie is that he has to do something at the same speed as everyone around him. He can't get ahead because that's uncouth. So you have to have like this nervous, like walking on eggshells, like, oh, I kind of want to, because he won't ask to learn anything specific about it. Like the only reason I know anything about stocks is literally so I can make fun of communists in this country, because they don't know shit about money. They don't. Like, you think American communists are bad. You
No.
talk to like a uni graduate from like the south of England. They're clueless. They genuinely think that because like the net worth of like a Twitter guy is above $1 million, that he has enough to like completely stave off hunger in Africa. And
Well,
it's because they see the big number. And they
Well-
think, oh, well, he's got all that, and he's got a bag full of diamonds that he's not sharing because he's a cartoon villain.
yeah,
Like,
see
that's
that.
the only reason I know anything about like the fucking liquidity or whatever. It's because like those people don't listen to anything other than they like terminally defer to other people. So if you like come out sounding like an expert, you basically just won any altercation with them, like at all.
I've
I
read
feel
about
like
this
that's-
for 5 minutes, so I know more about
I've
economics.
always wanted to be a rich man. I've always wanted to make a ton of money on stonks, make the right short. So I've kind of been around for like a bit, I've been interested, but I've also lost all my money doing this before. And that's kind of the necessary step where you lose like everything you put in and you're like, okay, I waited too long. I got screwed. A whole bunch of other people made a lot of money and I sure as hell didn't.
That's
you
why
had
I'm
diamond
getting
hands.
really fucking bearish at like 5 o'clock next Tuesday.
Like, I held on. I was like, it's okay. I'm holding this. Next time, it's going to go way back up. And it didn't. And then all my options expired.
I mean, if you want to get people to do it with you, it's very easy to use this hype to get people interested in investing. However, it's very difficult at the same time after the fact for you to be able to go, actually, don't get as excited as these people are telling you to do, because they're going to make money off you being too excited. Like, people are
there's-
very willing to believe. People are willing to believe like other people are going to compete and profit off their profit off just them in general, and like do some fuck them over. They're willing to believe that, but they're not willing to think about how they would go about doing it.
Well,
So
how
they
will
just have like a formless paranoia that doesn't really do anything, or like
how will
anything.
someone else make money off of them? I mean, it's the stock is going up. It's not like they'd be selling theirs to them or anything. Everyone's stock is going up. That's how it works.
they
Not
only go up.
Melvin's, and that's who we really need to think about right now.
Dude, I just
A lot
got
of people are shitting on Melvin right now, and I think it's completely unfair, to be honest. Those are people
Bro.
too, man. They have
Hedge funds, man.
hearts.
That's retired people's money. It's not just evil bankers' money.
Exactly. Those are
Well,
teachers, those are TikTok nurses. All of their
Wow.
money being thrown away, burned just for memes.
I know
Come
it's
on.
it's disgusting. I don't know why anyone would. Sorry, I'm just gonna like queue in like an extra £100 to put on GameStop for tomorrow when the market's open. Just because you said that, and I just imagined like a really sad nurse, and I don't know why, but that just compelled me to put more of my money on this meme that would ruin her life. But that might just be
This
because
is-
the
this
NHS
is
has been
the,
fucked for like 10 years.
This is
You
the
guys keep
mindset
saying-
of the what do you call it? The Gamestonk racist. I've
You
read
guys
that
keep
you're
saying-
all alt-righters.
You guys keep saying tomorrow when the market opens, and it's scaring me.
What do you mean?
I mean, the market doesn't open tomorrow. It doesn't open till Monday.
Fuck, I'm so tired. You know what?
This is the investment advice you learned to dab on communists.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny because I do actually have an order like set up for Monday, so I am talking completely out of my ass. But it is
No.
like 3 a.m. over here, so I am just gonna cope with that. But yeah, no, you got me.
Dude, at like 6:30 a.m., there's gonna be all these like people from like Twitter and shit that are like, "Why isn't it changing?"
Yeah, they're gonna think it's like market manipulation because it's not.
Yeah.
Robin Hood, what did you do this time?
It's big business. Robin
Robin
Hood have become
Hood.
too powerful.
Roman capital. How could you?
did nothing wrong either, by the way.
I'm willing to go either way with that. To be fair, like at one point, I don't think that conspiracy stuff works. I think the people who are like, I think the people who are behind everything over there might be, but like the guy who's just like, yeah, we're gonna close this because we don't want everything to collapse. That seems legit. And at the end of the day, they are trying to like make sure they turn a profit. But I'm glad that people are angry at them, even if it's not for a good reason.
I think it's a pretty good reason to be mad at them, man. Like, they just crashed the stock. Like, that's
Sorry,
not
dude.
protecting
No.
your
I'm talking
Robin
about
Hood-
the I'm talking
Robinhood
about
is a
them
private
like
business.
saying that we're not gonna fucking let people buy certain things because it's volatile. Like that's not a good reason.
They don't need a good reason. They're a private business. They can deplatform whatever stock that they want, and they're a private business. They can do what
Just
they
build
want.
your own. Just
Look.
build your own Robin Hood.
Yeah,
Dude,
build
I
your
want
own
this-
Robin Hood. Look. They looked back at GameStop's Twitter from 10 years ago. They saw that they said the N word, right? That's where the gamer word comes from. They had to kick them off. If like you said, if they want to do that, they can build their own Robin Hood.
You can
if they
build
wanna
your own
sell their
Uganda.
stocks. Exactly.
I desperately want this to like keep going and like everybody to just get really invested in like stocks for dumb shit and then just be trading off like the dumbest social issues. Like I want people to like try and cancel different companies and start running like short ladders on them to lower their stock.
Yeah, you get like your average like Twitter pronoun person. They get really pissed off. So instead of like trying to get you fired, they just like they try and short your place of residence or your place of work.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I don't know. It's a real opportunity, you know.
That'd be
And
more
then you imagine,
like,
acceptable.
It's like that dude in like a fucking like really expensive suit. He's like typical yuppie, but he's got like pink hair and problem glasses.
And that's where I can beat these hedge funds. Like I know how memes work. I understand how, people fucking around on the internet works. If we're
It's
just
the innate
like
power of
relying
the
on
internet.
like meme potential, like that's somewhere I can make money.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the people. I mean, to be fair, there is a certain merit to people thinking they're going to make money off this, even though they've never invested before, because they do understand how memes work. So they can almost like. I'm not going to say it gives them an advantage, but it definitely gives them. It gets them closer to being in the running, if that makes sense. Like it's sort of
It
their
introduces
ears
a
are
new
through the
element.
pavement. Like they've got an idea. So I think like condemning them all as like retards and stuff. I mean, I know they do that themselves because it's the funny meme, but like I think like saying that they're all like stupid and like they're all just destined to be bag holders. I think that applies to like 50% because I think a lot of it is just like played up for the meme. Because I would.
I mean, I'd like it could take off, Like it's not like the short squeeze thing isn't a total joke.
It reminds me a lot of like It reminds me of like Paul in 2016. Like it reminds me of like this is never going to happen, but if we meme it hard enough, it might. And then because that did, I think that's like a dangerous precedent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
but if it works out and people make more money than I will, like fine. I'm not going to fucking hold it against them if they do. And I don't think they're stupid for investing in it. I think they're stupid for thinking it's going to make them like millions. I think if someone thinks that they're going to like. I don't know. If someone invests into like 4 or 5 of these and thinks they're going to double their money, that's an entirely realistic expectation, especially over the last week. Like, I gotta hand it to them. And Wall Street bets getting people into investing isn't a bad thing either.
Has the ship sailed? And beyond that, like a lot of people are getting into investing, but if they get burned, are they going to keep investing, or are they just going to be like, "Well, I got fucked. Time to go back to."
Filter.
Yeah, the casual filter.
Yeah, like, oh, I've been burned. I'm never going to do this again. Like, you're weak if you have that mindset. You're never cut out for anything if you like that. Like, that's one of the things you have to learn.
No matter what happens, there's going to be more meme investors at the end of this than there was at the beginning.
Well, I think I said this to someone as well. Like, after this, there are going to be so many like aimless retards floating around that are just directionless market force that you can just funnel into whatever shit you can get them hooked onto.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be more volatile and it's going to be more interesting. I think it's a good time for that reason. I think if you are somewhat intelligent, this is a good time
I'm
to
not.
get into investing.
I mean, you just have to like look at like after this ends and everyone sells out of GME, a lot of people are gonna move to these other stocks. You just need to pay attention to what people are talking about and time it right, and you can move into whatever the hell everyone else is gonna buy into. Raise it again, sell before the crowd, and like if you pay attention and like see the momentum, you can play it and make a lot of money.
Well,
Yeah.
and also haven't all these like shorts and a lot of other people, even a lot of like retail investors who were trying to go long in other things, like the fact that they've liquidated all their positions is kind of like undervalued or should be undervaluing a lot of like actually good stocks.
Yeah, yeah,
And you
did
can go long because capital's cheap and it's going to be for years because of Jerome Powell.
the whole economy like went down like 2% because of this. Like literally just because these hedge funds liquidating their stock to defend their short positions.
I hope it. I genuinely like. I hope it fucks him over. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
me too.
I mean, that's the great. I mean, it is. It's costing them tens of billions a day to.
good. I mean, look, if people are gonna like, if I hope, as long as like those people are getting fucked over, I'm more willing to see those people get fucked over than I am to see a bunch of redditors lose money. Like, if everyone on Reddit like wisens up and gets out and isn't holding the bag like an idiot, fucking fine. As
It's
long
possible.
as someone suffers and I can enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like,
but I
it's
don't
fine.
want the billionaires to suffer. That's the thing, though, because billionaires have generally been very generous with their money. I mean, people laugh at me when I say that, but they put, billions into philanthropy and, Bill Gates, he's doing the vaccine thing in Africa.
Yeah, he's doing that thing where he like vaccinates Africa and he buys boots for people to lick and shit like that. Yeah, he's pretty.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I don't
He's
want to
not.
see him get hurt. Okay, I don't want to see anyone get hurt, but especially not billionaires, because they earn their money legitimately. They're a private person, a private company of themselves. And to want to see these private companies get hurt, well, that makes you a communist, sir.
Okay, I think I get what you're doing now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know it's the fucking like corporate anthropomorphism is like. I'm glad it never caught on, but I think it was interesting as well when like corporations started doing like political moves and like grift, and the people they're trying to pander to will believe that the people behind like a Twitter account are real human beings. I prefer being that way than the alternative, to be fair.
Have you ever wondered if like billionaires kind of like hold themselves aloof and away from the public, not because they think they're like elite or whatever, but because the average person is just so rude to billionaires? Like everyone just thinks they're assholes. Maybe they
Yeah,
are.
not. They're a discriminated class of people.
Maybe we've been pushing them away.
We're not inviting enough to them.
For the civil rights of billionaires.
Well, that's the thing, they can't go into public without a security detail because they're literally so oppressed. I mean, you could go into public without that, right? I mean, when you think about that's privilege that you have right there that billionaires just don't get to enjoy. They're downtrodden. Everybody shits on them, blames them for their problems. They're scapegoated.
Yeah, it's true.
By racists and anti-Semites, whomever.
They're discriminated against by bad guys all over the internet.
Yeah, they're discriminated against, and what did they do other than give and love?
That's true, yeah. There is no one on this earth more loving than George Soros.
I don't know, man. Gabe Plotkin's a pretty nice guy.
I want my big shrine to like a load of affluent misanthropes, and I want a big like love heart shaped frame around George Soros's face because he's a saint and no one recognizes it up until when he dies, and his assets will be traded and liquidated, and it will be a wonderful day.
What the fuck
don't
up?
even know. You what?
What do you think is up with like under all these like really old billionaires' eyes? Like, have you ever noticed that the bags?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that? It's like
They're
a
bag
billionaire.
holders.
That's good. I was just gonna say it was like it was like an adrenochrome side effect, but
Yeah, it's
it's
where
like
it
it's when
pools.
you have like an impurely treated baby foreskin, you can't fucking like those chemicals just don't get absorbed into the body, and they develop in sacs under the eyes. It's
Hey,
like
but
mercury.
why would they be uncircumcised though? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm talking about them like
The-
consuming baby foreskins for adrenochrome.
Oh, okay.
They
from
don't
the
have them themselves.
the stem cells they get from Planned Parenthood if they're not prepared correctly.
Yeah.
They have bad side
Actually
effects.
grow foreskins from those stem cells.
But
Well.
they do like they still do like stem cell cultures from like the same two cells from like 1970 some or other. Like they just keep that going because I guess if it's just like if you
It's
can
like
just
a pot of soup that you just keep in the slow cooker and
yeah
just
like
add
like
potatoes.
some of that like some of those like viral videos of HIV positive street food in backwater countries. Yeah, like those. But I've never understood the appeal of that when like someone does something that's just unsanitary and people like lord over it like it's fucking it's so cultured, it's so exotic. It's like yeah, it's probably had things shit in it if it's been going for like 7 years and some guys just like been stirring it and not cleaning it.
Dude, that's like
Ugh.
I've got two friends who are like test tube babies. They came from like some like decade old egg or some shit. Like they literally like grew these kids in a tube. I don't know. It always freaks me out, you know. And there's always like something a little wrong with them. Like you could tell if you knew them. That's fucked up.
Not like some like Star Wars
Test
clone
tube.
shit.
You know,
Yeah, they're like malformed. They didn't come out of the vat properly.
I used to call them tubies.
You should have called them like test tube gub gub snail man, like Sam Hyde.
I always used to tell them that they weren't conceived in love.
Oh,
so brutal.
yeah, dude.
That's brilliant.
It was all about that money, man. The free market provided these children.
You are the end result of someone's grant, and you will
Okay.
never live it down.
Check this out. Those babies would not exist without billionaires.
Without a money shot.
Exactly. Without
Actually,
billionaires,
once
the
we're
studies...
post scarcity and we establish luxury gay space communism, everyone will be a rocket scientist and a gene therapist, and we'll all be test tube babies, and it'll be in space.
And
Yeah.
we're not gonna have to work to learn how to do it.
Bad Dragon will be the most lucrative fucking organization on the planet.
Buy
They'll be
Bad
shipping
Dragon stocks now.
Oh my god!
Buy in, buy
if they
in,
were
quick.
tradable, you just know.
Dude, if they were tradable, yeah.
Like you'd have one, wouldn't you?
You have to. It's like, I don't know. Are we approaching that time where like the most ridiculous companies you just collect them like Pokemon cards? Is that
Yeah.
gonna be the new dichotomy with meme stocks?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what else is there to do? People's like perception of value is so like the reason people are investing in memes now is because money doesn't mean anything, and these companies don't mean anything. Nothing means anything to anyone because everyone's like subconsciously depressed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you have this like complete emotion, it's basically an emotional market crash. Like you there's nothing you can do. You may as well just like do things that are like funny and just completely throw around real material like resources that would have value. Like the money that people are dropping on meme stocks right now would be enough to cause someone to commit suicide in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like you would have just like a Patrick Bateman guy who would just jump off the top of the building if he had like a Reddit portfolio. You
Well-
just would. I would. If I had like a fucking sharp, if I was clean shaven, I had a fucking dated mullet and a really, really baggy trousers on, I would fucking kill myself if I ended up putting like 20 grand into Dogecoin.
Do you remember when meme economy was a joke? It used to just
Yeah.
be like a heckin' epic subreddit, dudes. Haha. Buy Epic Pepe this week. Haha. This is reality now.
Look at that.
Well, Yeah, I mean it's the trickle down from 4chan to Reddit to Twitter to real life. That's
Okay, here's
usually
a
how
question I
it
have
goes.
as a biz person. Do you think the GameStop thing trickled down from Reddit, or are you willing to give Reddit their credit for this, or what's your
Um,
thoughts as far as that goes? Because I think a lot of biz sards are kind of like coping with that right now that Reddit beat them.
I think they're bitter, but I don't like Reddit. I don't go on Reddit, but I'm willing to
Smart
give
man.
them theirs. Like I don't care if they make something up, and I think they have for the most part here. They're using 4chan lingo while they do it, and that pisses me off. At the same time, this is their idea,
Hey,
so just do what they want.
only I can say that. That's my word. That's our
I
word.
do I love that it's Wall Street Bets because like it's one of the few like communities on Reddit left that's actually cool and actually funny.
It
I don't
won't
know,
be.
like
As soon as this
yeah.
has died
Eh,
down, they'll be talking about pronouns and hate speech.
Yeah, probably. It might very well be like over. It might, I don't know. They might pop up in some smaller places, but now they have enough buying power to actually screw with the market, so it's kind of a good trade, honestly.
I mean, I look. It's the same thing with the 2016 election. It's you have a load of people who would be aimless unless they were exposed to this meme. Like that is a powerful thing, even if they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean like we have the most like power in the market. Like we're essentially the biggest hedge fund on the market right now.
Yeah, I've
And
described it as that as well. Like it's a very apt way of putting it. Like that is what that is.
yeah, and like there's ways to swing your weight around when you have that much capital that are gonna turn out, people are gonna make a lot of money.
The
The
But
thing is, we
psychology.
don't even have to be like collectively organized as well. Like the it's something that is just so like aimlessly, randomly influential that people don't know how to deal with it. You know,
I think the
besides going down from traffic and shit.
Sorry, my
yeah.
audio cut out for a second.
Oh no, it's fine. I finished my bit. If that's what you were.
No, yeah, I'm hoping people stay in. I'm hoping a lot of people stick around because, like I don't know, this could be a lot of fun. I
The
think
mass
it's gonna be quite good.
psychology and like decentralized like the decentralized nature of the largest hedge fund like you're talking about is something that I find really interesting. Like it's a bunch of people reaching the conclusion to do this, but not like, necessarily agreeing to it. It's just kind of like we're all doing this and like either I'm in or like I'm watching someone else do this, so I'm jumping in with my fucking $100 and a few people. I kind of wonder if there's any bots on right now that are like, yeah, I just did like $50,000, guys. You guys should do it too. I wonder if there's any
Oh
fakers
yeah,
on there.
Oh, absolutely.
definitely.
But like,
Especially for smaller like things. Like there's definitely a ton of people showing like BB or Nook or whatever. Like hell, I was when I had Nook. I was posting all over Twitter about it because I was like, buy more Nook. I'm doing my part.
I did it. I did it as well, and like obviously in small measure because I'm not as big into this as probably some of you guys are. But it's fucking it's part of the thing. Like and the as well like on your point on how decentralized this is, no one can be held accountable because there isn't like a ringleader. Like they take down fucking what's his face, fucking deep value. Like they take his account down, and there's like a
Deep
load of other
fucking
people.
value.
Yeah, that guy. You know that guy that everyone's gonna forget about in like 2 months.
I don't
Yeah,
think
well,
he
he's
cares. That's the best case scenario if everyone forgets about him and he just fucks off with his money. Like the worst case scenario for him is like more eyes on him forever.
Oh god, he starts like a Twitch channel. He starts giving people like basic pitch financial advice.
Oh no, no,
He
no.
becomes like an e-celeb, and like people start posting his picture in OPs on Biz.
No, no, no.
The nightmare that I've described to you.
The completely feasible and even maybe probable outcome.
The entirely realistic dystopia that I've just laid before you.
Yeah. I mean, the
someone's
best thing
gonna
he can do is just take his money, just disappear completely. Though I think Wall Street Journal, I think he like talked to them
he
and gave them
appeared,
his
yeah.
real name and shit.
Tesla's gonna hire him for a boost in their stock, or some company's gonna hire him just because a bunch of retards will buy this stock. 'Cause they're
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
but
that's
"You're
smart.
fucking dude."
a company hiring him would be the equivalent of us like waiting for Bad Dragon to become tradable. Like
Bad
it would
Dragon's gonna hire him and then go public.
be. You invested in BD, bro.
Bro,
Everyone
BD,
hold
BD
BD.
to the moon.
To the moon. We're gonna put a big fucking elephant cock on the moon.
BD,
My
1,000 miles, 1,000
someone asked me
inches.
when I'm gonna sell BD, and I whisper in his ear, "Never." And then I float up to my giant silicone palace on Mars.
Man,
I hope, like, I genuinely hope this works out for the people like involved, because if it does, the number of like, well, one, it's gonna like make people interested in finance because they're gonna think it's easier than it is, so they'll learn the hard way and then they'll get good at it, which is good. You know, I know like the secret club mentality means I'm not allowed to say more people getting into a hobby is a good thing, but like, you know, I'm okay with that, mainly because it'll be like working class people, or at least like people who aren't already rich, and I find it difficult not to approve of that.
I want it
Uh,
because if they keep throwing it on meme stocks, it means I can keep throwing it on meme stocks.
That's true.
Trying to make
And that
money
it
off
is a
it.
collaborative thing, even if you are piggybacking on someone else's bullishness. But you know, that's just that's the ideal outcome, I think, for it, is that it ends up, or through just sheer fucking hubris, uh they end up like holding enough, and all of the fucking whatever nonsense they're going on about squeezes and whatnot, that ends up happening, and the value does actually increase by like, not the astronomical shit that they're predicting, but at least something
Enough that, yeah,
respectable.
enough that people that buy in right now are, making money, or at least they see
Like
that they
enough
had
to
a
make the
shot
people who are,
of making
they're
money.
like really really smug financiers you see on like CNBC, just like, or like that Leon Cooperman guy. Like, I, if something happens and he hangs, I don't think I'm gonna cry too much about it.
Even if
That
it
might just be
shoots
me.
up, if it shoots up to like 500 or something, and people at least who bought in like yesterday see that they could have sold and made it, even if they don't grab it quick enough, like, yeah, like I hope the short squeeze thing actually works. I hope that, like, a bunch of people, everybody who's holding makes a bunch of money. Well, I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but like,
I just
and
hope Melvin is okay at the end of this, because everybody's shitting all over Melvin, and what did they do wrong? What did they do
Melvin
to deserve this? Just have
Melvin's the
money?
sacrificial lamb to start the meme
Uh,
economy. That's
Dude,
another thing.
Melvin's money should be my money, dude. I don't want to work. I want to do meme economy, dude.
If the objective, I think it comes as well from like the sneering condescension of an entire like class of people who basically just say, "Oh, you should invest your money." Like, doing it in the way that is as cutthroat as what they usually do, I think is a very ironic sort of, almost like a comic thing.
Yeah.
Them being
That
fucked over has like a poetic bent to it, which is why a lot of people are in on it.
The
Shoes
Robin
on the
Hood
other
thing
foot
was the
now.
best thing that possibly could have happened for this movement. Like, it single-handedly pissed off like so many people. Like, it just actively halting, buying, like clearly manipulating the market. I don't know.
Well, it's the Streisand effect.
Yeah,
It's like, for people who don't know, it's when you try and make something disappear, it can amplify it, right?
yeah.
So by doing that, they pissed off a bunch of people who just went everywhere and just shit out. Oh, Robin Hood deplatformed my stonk. No. And people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? People who haven't heard about it just see all
Well,
this
if people,
bitching and
if
shit. They see the
like
drama. Everyone loves drama.
that kind of like directionless outrage is something that, I mean, if people are wanting reform in large organizations and corporations, especially in America, like having an incredibly angry and somewhat focused population is a recipe in that. And obviously, people are wanting, especially with the Biden administration, people are wanting fucking massive top-down changes to happen. If the Robin Hood thing has any major implication in the long run, it's going to be that whatever Biden does to respond to their actions is going to tip people off as to whether or not they really wanted him to be president. Like,
Yeah.
that's the political shot for this, I think.
Yeah, people were talking about like bailing out the hedge funds, and I was like, dude, like, normally, like, yeah, the government can just do shit like that. They did do that in 2008, but I don't think, like, with the way the politics are right now, like, Biden would bail out these hedge funds. That's like one of his first actions as president.
Well,
I hope he
don't think
does.
he's at the helm right now. I think he's being handled because, like, I look at that guy's face and I see like a weekend at Bernie's kind of deal.
I really hope he does. I really hope he does bail them out because part of investing is that you should incur no risk. Otherwise, it's stacked against you. That's rule one of investing: incur no risk. So it's, it just makes sense that if they get destroyed by a bunch of racists on the internet coming on saying, "Hey, you can't short this stock and go for the death and demise of this company, this beloved company." I mean, I don't know, man. Where is my America? Where Melvin goes bankrupt. I don't like that.
I mean, at the end of the day, someone's gonna have to come out on top, and I feel like with the pandemic, I don't think I would begrudge people having like a win in terms of like the average idiot having a win. That doesn't seem like it's unwarranted. Because I feel like the people who are suffering the most from like pandemic restrictions and shit. Like I'm speaking mostly about the UK because I don't really know the ins and outs of the pandemic measures in the US. But like the people in this country have been absolutely fucked. To give you an idea, we didn't get any like stimulus package or anything like that. Like I know that there was a big thing over the fact that you only got like $600 a week or whatever, but we didn't get any of that. So it was either you keep like scrambling for pennies until we decide you're not under house arrest, or you just fucking like leave, and we're gonna make it hard for you to leave. In fact, it's almost impossible to leave the country as of right now. So if people are gonna fucking like, if there's gonna be a victory that people have, I'd like it to be on the side of the people who have been fucked over for the past 6 months, which is why I'm like right now a lot more like pro schmuck than I would be usually.
Well,
I mean, it's
if
not
they
even. It's
if they
not
want,
the last.
why don't they build their own stock market or build their own country if they don't want to be
That's what
under
we're doing.
lockdown? Why do they
That's
have
what
to
we're
take over someone else's private platform?
No,
I
Publicly
think they should.
traded
I
private
think they should
platform.
build their own government.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing
build
is,
your own
like,
government.
Yeah.
the people have like never had a win against like the people with like against like Wall Street. Like, I mean, there's 2008. Obviously, there's the coronavirus where like all these stuff surging and like while everyone else has gotten fucked. Like, it's not even like we need a win.
Well,
It's like we've never even had one. And
here's
Jesus,
the
it would be
thing.
sweet.
Here's the thing about that is that the reason that billionaires have done so well under the pandemic is because they're smarter than the average person. They're more adaptable. So they
They're
see
also
this
incredibly
pandemic.
well connected.
They see this pandemic and they're like, "All right, how can I profit off of this? There's a new variable. I'm going to adapt." Whereas, your normal Joe Schmo, he's too stupid to figure it out. He's like, "Duh, I'm just gonna sit around. I got fired, so now I'm gonna collect unemployment. Duh."
I don't think that's a case of someone being like stupid. It's a case of someone not really being, interested in learning how finance works. Like that's absolutely fine. There are a lot of practical people out there that we need. Like we rely on people in underclasses to do manual labor, and we're not expecting them to read Baudrillard or fucking know how to invest. Like it's not a fucking. I don't think it's a matter of like, oh, they're like them getting a bad lot is deserved. I don't think it's entirely. I know like you probably shit posting a little bit, but like it's at the same
Well,
time like.
they're not.
It is
They
a
don't have
matter
a
of
bad.
like what people go into, and we do need people to just like knuckle down and do shit. Otherwise, everything collapses.
They don't have a bad lot in life. They're gonna own nothing, and they're gonna be happier for it. So saying that they're like somehow downtrodden or whatever, like they're making themselves unhappy by doing this. Is my point. They need
Well,
to
you can take
understand.
out-
They need to understand that billionaires are looking out for them. They know what's best. They need to just relax. They need to sell their stock and just go home. Take
I
their
mean,
ball
look at
and
how
go
much
home. They
money
made
the
their point.
billionaires. I mean, look at how much money the billionaires just let them have. Like we have a whole economy that's based on debt. Like all this money that these nice billionaires just let the poor people use.
You wanted your fucking
Like,
stimulus check? Here's your
Like-
stimulus check, you pieces of shit. Now go home.
if they weren't letting the poor people have this access to this capital, nobody would have houses or cars or anything like that. You got to really think about like how much they're giving up with our debt-based economy.
Yeah, like all the boats that they didn't buy.
Yeah, it's kind of like charity, honestly.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, we need shrines set up to Soros and things like that. I think it's a much more worthwhile public project. I think building like statues of major historical figures is a waste of time, and every person we build a statue of in the future, when I come to power, of course, this will be my first decree. It will be that everyone who is made into a statue has to be like old, very wealthy, and probably Jewish. Like those are the three criteria you have to meet. Otherwise, you're just not charitable enough. You're not a good enough person to be immortalized in stone forever. That's
Yeah,
who
I
I want
do.
at like the forefront of my civilization.
I would, to like really remind people, I'd do 6 million or statues of Jewish finance people
And
through
in
the
order so
ages.
that people don't get confused, I would have a little plaque on the statue with an individual serial number, just so everyone knows that it's different from the last one they saw.
I'd put them in every town and every city so that nobody ever forgets.
I would tear down all the other statues and replace them with the same statue of like a vaguely Semitic rich old man.
All right. Well, I think we've been going on for a little while. I think it's about a good time to end the live stream. What do you think, guys?
All right.
Fuck, I don't even remember your name. Sundowner. You were one of two callers, and before we go, I wanna read some of the comments I got on the 4chan thread. Just to let everyone know, this is how I got my callers today. I posted a thread on 4chan's biz sub-chan. I'm kidding. On the biz board. And I said, open invitation, call into my live stream. Let's talk about this, Let's talk about GameStop. See if anyone was bored enough. I'm very surprised that nobody screamed any racial slurs at us. Some comments I got was fuck off back to plebit, kill yourself, F slur, my real name, my co-host's real name.
Wait, really?
Not yours. You made it safe.
Sick.
So yeah, I don't know. So that's about where we're at. But yeah, Sundowner, I want to thank you for calling in. It was fun talking to you. You should maybe call in again sometime.
I'll see if I'm up.
Word. Yeah.
Alright.
What? Oh, before you go, I gotta ask, what are you doing up at 3 a.m., man?
I don't know. It's a Saturday now, I suppose. But like, just been fucking. I've been shitposting all day. This is unprecedented for me. I called in sick so I could continue shitposting. And I've just got all this like boundless
See?
energy.
This is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about with you fucking people. You're not going to work. You're just shit posting and not contributing to the economy and stealing from billionaires.
The time I spent shitposting might actually end up making me more money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
That's
you're not making money. You're stealing it from hardworking billionaires. I just hope you know
Stealing
that.
it from altruistic billion.
You're stealing it from Africans who are being fed and vaccinated with the billionaires' philanthropy funds. You're stealing the food out of their mouths right now. You're stealing it.
You're
out of
stealing the
teachers'
diamonds they would
pensions.
throw at the food problem in Africa.
Yeah, you're stealing it from them. And I hope you feel good about that.
I do. I feel really good about it.
I feel good too. I don't know. It's exciting. It's fun. It's fun fucking with this shit, Good time.
Yeah, it has been a lot of fun. To all my viewers who stuck around and are watching, thank you so much. Don't forget to go and subscribe and whatnot. To the moon, guys. Hopefully we all make a lot of fucking money, right?
Don't
To
get
the
too
meme
cocky.
economy.
To the fucking moon. Don't get too penisy, like my friend Sundowner said. All right, peace out, guys. Peace
All right.
out, my